Well, we are still open to getting responses to the question that can win you a free copy of the code. We'll be picking the winners using a raffle style after shortlisting those we consider to be the best responses. We'll announce the winners next week, so please be on the lookout for that. Before we go, let's take a few interesting quotes from the code and a reading by Olaitan, the banker and literary enthusiast who introduced the book to us last week.
I'm reading from page 40 of the code, and it's the chapter about the principle of exposure. Mildred definitely had her mother's candor and capacity to mentor through storytelling that left Kay exceedingly intrigued. Mildred continued, "Sports are a pivotal part of a society's development and a great tool in attaining gender equity. There's always been an erroneous belief that sports makes girls masculine and unattractive. But contrary to this, our experience has shown it to improve their self-esteem and provide exposure for them through traveling and social interactions, especially for girls," Hypatia interjected. "I've applied the same principle at home with raising my own daughters. From as young as 3 years old, Jonathan and I began to expose Maria and Jenna to everything, from ballet to music to swimming, and even failure." Mildred said, "We figured that they were more likely to learn early what they liked while cultivating long-lasting and confidence-boosting relationships around their preferences. We exposed them to athletics to encourage their body awareness so that they could learn what felt good from what didn't, and how they could always change their bodies through exercise if they needed to." "I can understand this," Kay stuttered, "but the failure thing got me puzzled. I mean, how do you expose a child to failure?" "I'll answer that," Hypatia chipped in. "I raised my daughters to relate with failure from the standpoint of trying things out. For a long while, as they grew up, we would talk about what each person had failed at on a daily basis. If you came to my dinner table without a failure story, it meant you hadn't tried anything new. It was that simple, and I think, in hindsight, it helped them understand that failure posed absolutely no obstacle to what they could achieve in life." "Exactly," Mildred concurred. "Mommy prepared us for many possibilities to be well-rounded people, that girls, too, could be engineers, senators, presidents, historians, lawyers, chefs, entrepreneurs, and so on. That our gender was only a constraint from pursuing our dreams from parochial people. She gave us wings to fly, books to read, and castles to build in the sky. A legacy I too will bequeath my daughters, and every girl Providence brings my way." Kay was impressed, certain that Joseph wasn't going to believe the half of what she had heard today. "A good mother," Mildred went on, "typically tries to teach her daughters to cook, make a home, and groom herself for her future husband and children. But a great mother, a great mother raises well-rounded women who stand out beyond their homes and transform society." She looked at Hypatia, then back at Kay. "Did my mom tell you she would show you her 10 principles?" Kay nodded earnestly. She was about to learn the first principle of raising great women. Mildred looked at Hypatia. "Should I tell her, Mom?" "Please," Hypatia replied. Mildred leaned in and spoke in a conspiratorial tone. "The quality of choices your daughters make and how confidently they make these choices will be determined by the level of exposure you give them."
Well, I hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please join us again next week for another good time, and keep the feedback coming through any of our social media platforms displayed on your screen. I am Olaitan. Remember, one great book can change your life. Bye-bye.